What's going on, everybody? Travis Witherspoon here from Carter Cow Trading, helping you fight for your financial freedom throughout the Forex market. This is a new week. This is Sunday, June 13th, and this is your trade of the week. I'm going to try to get it done in a 5-minute span. If you're a part of our free mailing list, obviously you end up getting this video and including our second video and being able to get to that. If you want to be a part of our mailing list, all you have to do is go to cartercowcapital.com/start here, be able to hop inside of it. But what we're going to end up taking a look at today is going to end up being the Swiss yen. Now, if you was a part of the masterclass, you actually end up getting this trade as soon as it actually ended up coming out, which was actually on Tuesday of this week. But it has given us a little bit more opportunity. So I want to make sure that you end up kind of see if you can capitalize on it. So let's take a look at the weekly. The weekly is running against a overall resistance, which is about to be at 123.30 at this particular point. This market has been clearly in a up push, and there's a D extension that's about to hit from a long-term move that has been going on within that point in span. Currently, right now, the market is at 122.10, which means that there's right around 100 pips of overall movement that can be there. So if you're a scalper or if you're a swing trader, this would be an ideal spot to be able to get into. Because the weekly is above the overall B, it's in a push zone, which means that it's in an R3 zone, meaning that we're probably going to see a little bit more one-sided trading. So if we go to the daily, essentially what we will want to be looking for is, are we in the correct zone to be able to get into it, in which a few days ago we were basically in the buy zone. Currently the market is at 44%, so it's not necessarily at the greatest position to be able to say and declare that I want to be able to get into this for a long-term perspective. That's why we're only looking for 100 pips out of this from a short-term perspective. But what ended up happening on the daily was a few days ago was the market ended up breaking a counter trend line bullish. Since then, the market has broke out. Currently right now it's in the middle of retesting, and a couple things need to happen. As long as this market does not fall below this overall blue trend line and go into the downside, then this market will be considered to be bullish. As long as it turns around and bounces off of this overall area, then we have a chance to be able to get in with a long-term move up to 123.29 first. Then after that, the daily D extension's at 123.74 if you decide to be able to get into it. But I don't think there's any more space after that if you end up riding from that spot. So let's go down to the 2 hour and let's see what can we be able to do to get in from an entry standpoint, because the 2 hour is basically in the buy zone. What do we see right here? We see a counter trend line break already bullish. We see that the market has already opened up, which means that at the market open, you have an opportunity of being able to get into this spot. And then after that, setting up your stop loss, setting up your take profit, and you already have a particular spot that you can be able to stay in and know that you have an opportunity to be able to go from there. So a couple things to be able to know. One, because of where this market is on the 2 hour with the stop loss and the take profit value, if you end up going based off of old school rules and being able to say, hey, we want to place our stop below the overall swing low, that will be about 119 pips going after 119 pips. So you'll be a one-to-one type of trader. Now, unfortunately, I don't take trades that have a 50-50 coin flip type of move. So that means that we have to be a little bit more aggressive. If we decide to be able to get into this overall trade, what I would say is, okay, we have this blue counter trend line break right here. We want to look at the lowest swing low that ended up happening just below the overall counter trend line break. Currently right now, that's below this blue area right here. If you look at where we are right now, currently right now at this particular point, that'll be about 70 points if you end up placing your stop below 121.40. And if you look to be able to take profit at that same spot, now you're looking at a 119 type of move. It's a little bit less than a 1 to 2, but overall you have a better chance of being able to make a little bit more profit. You just have to be a little bit more aggressive in the inside of the overall move from a 2 hour perspective. So game plan will end up being this. We see that we have a counter trend line break bullish. Currently right now the market maintains and holds when the market opens up at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then look to be able to take the trade. If the market keeps on breaking below and it gives you a new lower low, then after that you will want to be able to see if you can find any type of space just where it touches this overall blue line. If it breaks below the blue line, all bets are off. I wouldn't look at being able to trade it. But as long as it ends up staying or retesting this overall zone, or in this case looks at being able to buy, you can be able to place your stop loss inside of that overall area. Now you have a trade to be able to take. If you like what we end up doing, please make sure that you like the Carter Cow Capital business page. Please make sure that you end up going to YouTube. Make sure that you subscribe, share, and send this over to people that you think that will end up being interested in this. This is obviously another Trade with Travis session. Like always, plan your trade, trade your plan. I see each and every one of y'all next week with a new trade of the week.